What is up, Pal Fam? Welcome to day 48 of Countdown to FIDE 100. My name is Paul Emmanuel Habaradas, aka Paul POW. We're almost halfway done. That is absolutely crazy. Oh yeah. Now let's take a look in the 1971 game between Bobby Fischer and Tigran Petrosian. So this is from the candidates, as it says. It's gonna be exciting. So this game will be 34 moves with tons of variations, much more than yesterday. Yesterday were just like a few variations and all the stuff, but yeah. Alright, let's take a look. Fischer starts with e4 and Petrosian goes with the Sicilian. Wait. Then there goes knight f3, e6, d4, c takes, knight takes, a6, bishop d3, knight c6, takes, castles, d5, c4, and knight f6. Okay, now it starts to go interesting with these pieces already in the center. Knight threatening here. So the good thing is pawn, bishop, or queen, or maybe queen here, or no, queen here. But in the Stellwagen Stratescu game in 2002, it was pushing the pawn forward, going or controlling these pieces. Probably the white is gonna go for bishops right there, knight, and maybe develop. He also tries to. Sorry, I was just recently finished my dinner, but yeah. So back to knight f6. There's c takes d5. Okay, interesting. But in the first Eljanov game in 1996, it was knight c3. Seems interesting enough, but if you can go d4, knight d2, what could be the good move? Okay, e5. Probably he's gonna go f4. Maybe he's gonna move this bishop. No, I think it's this one. He's gonna take it, so probably it's not going to happen. So I think the good one is bishop here to not lose this piece, but yeah. Back to the game. The exchange. And then the exchange as well. However, this exchange of e takes d5 was a mistake by Tigran Petrosian. Yeah, you can't go queen takes d5 and queen takes d5. It's safe to go there. If he goes here, there's captures. If he goes here, it checks. It attacks the queen, but it can take the b5 bishop. But anyway, there's knight c3, queen d7, bishop c2. They exchange, bishop e7, check, and bishop d7. Now the position will still remain equal. You can go for knight, probably bishop, and then castle. But what if not? He can go bishop, so he's gonna castle immediately. There's nothing to worry about on this, because there's a knight on there. Back to the game with e takes d5. There's knight c3, bishop e7, and then queen a4 check. Okay, queen a4 is okay, but bishop e3, and if you say bishop e3 is a blunder, think again. He can go here for a double attack, but if he takes it, and if he has to take it, and that's discovered attack there, so it's no good. So the engine said to castle, new main line, and then bishop d4, bishop e6, rook e1, rook e8, h3, knight to d7, bishop c2, and rook c8. Okay, it was deemed to be interesting. Maybe I've got a plan on queen d3 that thus attacking this and this. But I wonder, how do you defend this? How do you like? I think it's not possible. The good one is g6, so he's gonna take this. Okay, seems fine for me. You can go bishop, but good thing is gonna take takes and something like that. Back to queen a4. There's queen d7. Okay, but if he can go bishop d7 to encourage white to move the queen away. So queen d4, bishop c6, rook e1, castles, bishop f4, rook e8, rook a c1, and knight to h5. Now it seems more interesting than ever with this position. Now goes bishop there. Back to the main game. There's rook e1. They exchange. Bishop e6, bishop e3, castles, bishop c5, rook f8, exchange again, b4, king f8, knight c5, bishop c8, and f3. Alright. I know it's gonna defend this as well, but it also defends this, but whoops. But this king would have been early exposed, and we're still some sort of like concluding the middle game to about like to start an end game. As what I've heard from Chess Mood, when you're starting on an end game, you have to start putting the king into the center. Yeah, that's what I've heard on the what is it? That's what I heard from Chess Mood. I want to say thank you to them. It was they just had like the free course. They offer free viewing, free access to some courses last week. Now for now it's already over, so I'm sorry if you missed out. But okay, let's go back. Better one is rook ec1, knight d7, a4, takes, rook, bishop e6, a5, rook b7, b5, and takes. Okay, white's having a slight advantage here. He may need to take this in threat of this position. So this f3, Petrosian, another one, made a mistake of rook e7. I don't know why, but he could have done knight d7. It's already been protected by this with a knight. So rook ec1, rook e3, rook d1, takes, rook e6, rook a b1, and g6. Oh gosh, this mouse always hitting my pieces. Alright. Like this. Yeah. So g6. Maybe he can go bishop f1 according to the game, but that's sort of passive because he can only want to maybe two pieces, so it's gonna be like a sad bishop or something. Back to rook e7. There's rook e5. Okay, white will have a slight advantage here, but after king e2, rook e7, rook e d1, knight b7, rook a c1, takes, bishop b7, a4, and g6. We're now going on to the end game, so it's gonna go bishop here, so it's gonna be like passive again. Can go here, probably. That's the only move for bishop. If he wants to give up the bishop, he can go here in exchange for the opponent's bishop, and that's it for the bishop. So it's superly passive, but he can go like pawn and then open the a2 b3 c4 d5 diagonal, and the computer's threat was rook takes, the threat of rook takes d5. I mean bishop e2 threatening rook takes d5. Alright, back to rook e5. There's bishop d7. they exchange. So rook c1, rook d6, rook c7, knight d7, rook e2, g6, king f2, h5, f4. Okay, interesting enough. Starting go for an endgame. The king raised to the center is what they have need for the endgame. But the better one is a4, rook b8, b5, a5, rook d2, knight d6, bishop c2, rook bd8, bishop b3, rook 8, d7, and white's position will have a slight advantage right here. So it's gonna take it. Gonna take it here, probably king, and no, it's gonna go knight. So it's not good to take it. So I think it's gonna go here. What else? What are the good moves of white? It's gonna go king here. And it's gonna takes maybe, because it's already in a center. And probably he'll move this, and you're gonna check king, check king, and probably tries to take this and go for a pass pawn. I think I'm not good as well for visualizing the future moves of the pieces. Yeah, I'm terrible at it. Okay, back to f4. h4 is the next move, but it would have been a slight advantage. Okay, after d4, bishop c4, d3, rook d2, rook f6, king g3, knight b6, rook takes and knight takes d4. So it's gonna take it. So we're now definitely in the endgame. So it's trying to. That's the wrong button. It's gonna go probably to be in the center and take over the board. That's what I'm thinking as well. As I'm still awful and horrible at endgames, that I cannot still forget the nightmares of round 5 in the tournament last May 19. I was like literally 1 point ahead until I messed up. No! Why? I'm still bad at endgames. I wanna show you that, but maybe I'll just like make it a short form, something like that. Yeah. So there's king f3 and f5. But the better one is knight b6, rook e7, rook f6, g3, h takes d4, rook e4, rook d8. And white's position will have a slight advantage here. And it's gonna go g4. It's time to try and go to this rank despite they're still blockaded. No pass pawns yet. So back to f5, there's king e3, almost coming closer to the center square, but it's a slight advantage after g3, h takes, rook b8, g4, f takes, king takes, knight f6, and king g5. Okay, seems fine, but it's gonna go bishop takes rook, and it's gonna go king here, somewhere like rook g7 back here, and the rest could have been history. But you can go a3 to defend this piece there. Okay, back to king e3. There's d4, giving a check, king d2, and Tigran just made a mistake again that makes the game start to go downhill for him with knight b6. Wow, that is absolutely crazy. Yeah, he can go a5 and then b5, rook e8, takes, rook a7, rook e6, rook takes e5, a5, rook e3, and white's position will be in a slight advantage. So would have thought like you can go bishop. You can go h3. Gonna take, but that's terrible. So it's gonna go g3. And tries to go for the pass pawn, or gonna take and then queen, something like that. Because this will be isolated, and this will be isolated, and it will be a weak pawn if there's no g2 pawn. Back to knight b6, there's rook e7, knight e5, check, king e8, rook b7, and now it's a big downhill for Tigran with knight takes f4. He can go rook b6, and then takes, rook g7, rook d8, takes, knight d5, and bishop takes f5, and he can still maintain the game so far. He can try to take it, but he can go a3. The only move is here, so he's gonna take it, and probably it's gonna be passed pawn. So this knight takes f4 that's knight takes f4 blunder probably. Continues with bishop c4, and it's over. Tigran resigned, and I think eventually Fischer won the candidates and gets to challenge Boris Spassky. That's what I've heard. In the match of the century, 1972. Wow, I cannot wait. What would be the game of Fischer Spassky that's going to happen in 1972, and we're gonna find out on the count on the FIDE 100 tomorrow. So if the game would have been continued, rook knight e6, rook fe7, king d8, takes, bishop f4, king d3, and king e8, and it's gonna be all over. Probably he's gonna go rook here, but yeah, there's absolutely no choice. Look at the threat. He's gonna try to go for this mate right here, so this knight e6 can handle, but it's gonna be over. Alright, that should be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, POW fam. Be sure to subscribe and become a Patreon member at patreon.com/PaulPower. Also subscribe to my vlog channel, POW Vlogs. Follow me on Twitch, Paul Habaradas, X Paul Habaradas, TikTok Paul Habaradas, Instagram Paul Power YT, Threads Paul Power YT, Facebook Paul Power YT, and join the Discord community. And just like what I did in the chess mood, I've learned a lot, and you can learn a lot from chess mood as well. You can also get 20% off when you buy any plan on chess mood. But it's gonna improve your chess. Well, I'll see you tomorrow for the countdown of FIDE 100 on what could have been the best year of chess, 1972, dubbed as the match of the century. And you know who are playing.